Today, I'm here at the Foundry with Mike Tata, a BravoArtist. On your card here, it says that you're the production manager. So, but on your Facebook, it says that you do a bunch of other things too. So, what exactly do you do for BravoArtist?
That's such a very broad question. When I started in BravoArtist, I started out as a production manager, and that's just making sure that shows run smoothly, with ease. Communication is effective through the venue, all operations, the artists, and of course that involves our guests as well. Today I'm a talent buyer, assistant talent buyer, which means you're responsible for bringing the shows, booking the shows, and then I also do marketing for BravoArtist. So mainly I'm in charge of all their social media platforms with the Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and just making sure people are in the rooms for our shows.
All right, man. So, how exactly did you get this kind of job?
I got lucky. I got very lucky. I played in a band called Fallen Captive for 6 years, I believe, and it really broadened my network, and I created really good relationships with now Agora and BravoArtist, and I was in school at the time, and I needed an internship, and BravoArtist was still kind of newer, up and coming, and I thought because I had a good relationship with Corey, who owns BravoArtist, well, why not give it a shot? And I loved music, I loved doing shows, and it really just fell into place, and like I said, I just got lucky, and I'm really, really happy that I'm still in it. So
awesome, man. So it's not an easy job. What would you say are some of the harder aspects of your job?
Man, I mean, having the knowledge is definitely very vital for what we do. The biggest thing is it's constantly changing, whether that's marketing or how much a band is going to draw, how much they're worth, and that's going to be the only consistent thing, is that it's going to change, which does make it difficult, because when you're talent buying and putting the money forth for an artist or band, you have, it's kind of like gambling, you have to guess or project how much people that band is going to bring through, and you can lose money on a show or you can make money on the show, but we try to do the best we can to always keep positive.
And on that note, Agora and the Foundry recently, because of you and BravoArtist, have had quite a high number of sold out shows in the past, this year so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this year we're at 15. Honestly, by the end of the night, I think we'll be at 16. Tonight's show's looking really good, so I expect this one to be number 16. And I really don't know how to explain it. It's really special.
And so, if you were to give tips to someone who was just starting out in what you do, what tips would you give them in order to have more sellout shows?
It doesn't really just happen like that. We're lucky just to have that kind of number in general, but I mean, for somebody that's just starting out, that would be interested in doing this, is you have to have a network. Whether it's people at venues, or the bands that they book, or the locals that support the national shows, or if it's just a local show, you have to have a very big network. And I know that's kind of a broad answer, but it's the most important one, because it's a puzzle piece. You have to have each one to fill it, and if you have that, then you can have something special, and then the knowledge just kind of comes with it after that. So that's definitely the most important thing. But I would say as you go on, it comes down to experience as well. Because I'm only a few years in, and I'm still learning a lot, and I still have a long way to go to learn more. But you just got to be willing to learn and kind of stay hungry with it and stick with it, because don't get me wrong, it's difficult, but what we're doing this year is pretty cool.
And so if you had to say what your "I want to do this for a long time" moment was, what do you think it would have been?
When did I say that?
Or what would have been a moment where you would have said, "This is what I want to do"?
That came down to just playing shows. Before I started, doing it, when I was playing music, I'd put together our own headliners, and it was about putting the right bill together and making sure it was at the right venue, and people kind of came through. And when we were playing, we would have headliners that would do 500 to 700 people, which is ridiculous. That type of stuff didn't really happen, and it was a very special thing. And as time went on, I kind of realized I was just a lot better at putting together the right kinds of shows to make that happen. So I kind of attribute being in Fallen Captive to doing what I'm doing now with Bravo and the Agora today. So it was all a stepping stone, and whether I realized it immediately, I don't know, because it was just for fun, and it still is. But at the same time, you still have to have a business standpoint to it. So you have to be able to say no or yes, or I should be a little careful depending on the show. But I think it just kind of escalated from having fun, and I'm still having fun doing it. So.
Well, awesome, man. And in this interview, we've talked a bit about playing in Fallen Captive. Mm-hmm. Do you have any more musical endeavors going on that you'd like to talk about?
Honestly, I miss playing, but I think I'm just gonna stick to this. This is my goal for 2017. Between the Agora and BravoArtist, I want to hit 700 shows this year. I think that's pretty realistic. The Agora does just about 300 shows a year, and we work with smaller venues like Foundry, now that's Class, and BravoArtist, we have our Cleveland and Columbus market, and we work with about, I would say, 10 to 15 different venues between those two markets. So if you do the math on it, it's probably 2 shows a day to hit 700 in a year. Which, there are some days where we have 4 or 5 shows in a day, and as long as it doesn't really compete against each other, you're fine doing that. But I'm very optimistic about hitting 7.
Awesome, man. Well, I think that's about it for the interview today.
Okay.
I really appreciate your time, and I think it's going to come out real well.
Great.
See you later, man.